Hello everybody, so I thought it would be the end of my sacred spring adventures, but I'm here in Devon in a place called the Leechwell Garden, and it's so interesting. So it says the beautiful garden was originally an ancient orchard, taking its name from the nearby 13th century leech well, renowned for its healing qualities. The water from the well feeds the small triangular pool and the lower pools in the garden. Already reminds me of Avon Park in Preston with the sacred wells there. It says both the well and the pool are scheduled ancient monument status, and Leechwell Lane connects the town centre to the garden, and the well and the site of the old Magdalene Leper Hospital, which is long demolished. So the garden is a haven for people and wildlife alike, and year round there's events, drama, music and special performances going on here. So I knew there was a well here. I'd look around the area I'm staying in. I did a half an hour drive circling round and round to find a parking spot. I've actually parked on just the side of the keep clear bit because this is the only place I can park. But anyway, let's have a wander around this garden and fill up some bottles from this sacred well. So it looks like this is the walk. I've just asked some people. It should be around here. They don't know exactly where it is, but it was flowing right to left where I was stood, so I'm hoping it's up here. Oh my god, this is absolutely stunning. It says the well could easily be missed. Not many people, even the locals, didn't even know. It was just up there. That is all. Just up there, about not even a minute from the park is this, where there's water coming from 3 separate locations, apparently symbolising the Holy Trinity. Because there's the sacred Triskelion, you know, the Holy Trinity is the 3 waters. Oh my god, this is... And then it flows through there and then into the park, which is where that conifer is just behind me. That's where I've come from. I think this is my favourite one, and I'm not even in Cornwall anymore. What a place! I am mesmerised. So I've gone back to get my bottles, and if you're looking for a spring, always trace it back. Always find the water where it's running. Sorry, and then trace it forwards. So you're finding a little trickle, and then it's always going to come from somewhere. Sometimes it'll just be rain, but sometimes it'll be a sacred spring like this one, and that's how I've managed to find so many of the sacred springs around my area and elsewhere. So behind all of these ribbons that people have left, you know, acknowledging that it's such a sacred place, is the actual water source, which is the actual spring is coming from. You see, if it just zooms in, there we go. So that is where the water is coming from, and then it flows out of these 3 places into these, well actually it's 4 but anyway, into the 3 troughs, one there, one here and one at the end, and then flows under that grid. Okay, so what was extremely interesting then was I was filling up, and a guy, an old man, came behind me, and he said that he lives by the spring. It goes through his house, and he said that that spring runs drier in the summer to a mere trickle. He's never stopped completely, but it goes to a trickle. So my work is all to do with the primary waters that never run dry, and obviously the rain. I've told you there's the rainwater springs as well. So it looks like that might be either a mix of the primary and the rainwater that it further enhances it, or maybe even a rainwater spring completely, because they're both just as important as each other, like I talk about. But he proves me right when I say there is primary water springs, because down the road, just towards the Plymouth main road, which I'm going to look for now, there's another spring that he said has never run dry. He's never run dry at all in his memory. So that is going to be the primary water spring, which I'm going to try and find now. So I happened to meet this guy. You always meet the people at the right time. Let's see if we can find this. It's like I'm being guided by the waters at the moment, you know. Didn't expect to find all these springs now, and seems my journey isn't finished. Seems I've still got a lot of work to do with the springs, paying pilgrimages and making prayers to the springs. So this is a brilliant one here. Let's can't wait to find this other one. So I've tried to follow that man's directions as best as I can, and I can't find this other well, so this might be the first one on my journey. We've got some sort of dragonfly type thing on me then. First well on my journey that I might have to actually leave. So yeah, that's a shame, but I'm still so happy that I managed to find that other one. So I did see something trickling from the side of the road just before I thought where he meant. So it was like a little wall type thing, it was just trickling, but I couldn't see properly because there was a huge puddle on the dual carriageway and the cars were busy passing through. So maybe it was that, but yeah, we're leaving this one today, so maybe it was that. So if you're around the area and you find it, let me know. Right, so I'm in Totnes centre now, and you know how I always call structures like these out on being fountains and water. Now this actually says it is a fountain, but it's obviously not a fountain anymore, so there we go, it proves me right again. So these are like sometimes it can be marble, but I think this is just either stone, yeah, stone or granite. But these are literally, look, there's the old cap, it doesn't work anymore, you see. But these were everywhere. All the cities I've been in, they were in the main cities. And sometimes they're used as like war memorials, other times they're just used as like anything but a fountain, but they're always shut off. Because the cities, they're where the most people are, everyone would fill up from these then. And they don't want that. But yet here is in plain sight. Right, so I spoke to this lady in a shop called the Stag and Seer. The shop was a lovely shop, you know, lovely energy inside the shop. It was actually right near the castle, which I'm not going to see actually because I've paid enough for castles and they all belong to the National Trust and you have to pay every time you see them now. So I'm going to leave this castle here in Totnes, but yeah, we spoke to her, we had a good conversation about this area being on the energy line, so we're going to have a look into that and how powerful this place is, you know, that in terms of a nice family type spiritual energy here, and that everybody is has some sort of connection, you know, the people that live here, they feel that, and it is a very powerful place. But right here, he's told me, I think this, where it's running here, this might be the spring that guy meant the other day, because it's just across the road, and it possibly could be the one he meant, so maybe we found it. So I can't actually find which ley line runs through Totnes, but I didn't even know that this city or town was like this before I came. I just thought I'd drive down to the area and just see what was up here because of the spring. I was guided by the spring. But little did I know that it was one of the most authentic kind of spiritual places, towns on it, in the world really. Because there's no mainstream shops. Everything is kind of authentic and individual. And that's how it should be. You see how literally this town, is coexisting with the bigger ones. And we can change the world. We can phase out all these big corporations and be our authentic selves. There's nothing they can do once they come together. And a place like Totnes has showed me that even the cities and the towns can really change very fast. I didn't even know. And it's been an enlightening experience for me to see a place like Totnes. Hello everybody, so welcome to the most southerly tip of South Devon. So this is the area, the seaside of Kingsbridge, so it's still classed as Kingsbridge. So I'm staying in Torcoss, and I've actually walked from Torcoss to here near the lighthouse, a place called Start Point, so Start Base. So I've pretty much finished at Start Point. So I started at Torcoss and I've actually explored all the way over the coast towards Blackpool Sands, which is called it over there, and I'll put a few like nice videos that I took. I didn't do too much filming because I just wanted to be immersed in nature whilst the sun's out, you know, just to have a bit of a break from filming because I've done so much with the springs. But I'm going to show you a few of the landscape around here, bits of the landscape. So I've got the sea behind me and I've got the sea over here as well. So this is like apparently a very dangerous place for ships, and there's lots of shipwrecks used to happen here because of the rocks underneath the sea. So they put the lighthouse there, and yeah, so I've pretty much explored so much of this bay already, and absolutely stunning day. Honestly, I had my top off for most of the walk. It's like October the 23rd today, and it feels like summer. So wow, I think this might be my favourite place of the whole trip, Cornwall and Devon combined. Like, I'm just in love with this area of Devon. So this is Start Point Lighthouse. So it is actually closed. I don't know if I must open for the season and then shut at a certain month, probably October. Yeah, it is October now, so a lot of things are like shut for the season. So we'll still get a good view. And yeah, it's such a nice lighthouse. I mean, look at that for a view. So I've never actually explored Devon before. I have been to Cornwall, but obviously not explored it like I have this year. But Devon has got my heart as well, and this place, you know, Torcoss and the coastline along, you know, in the Kingsbridge area, and even the city of Totnes, you know, it's really surprised me, and yeah, it's just, I absolutely love it here. So yeah, I think the plan is to stop at a campsite tomorrow night, fill it with water, and then to literally wild camp on the car park with a view out to the sea, just down there at Start Point, and then to explore further on this side of the coast, because I've done all of this side, and now to carry on walking that way for a few days. So I'm thinking definitely explore that side because there's so much more. I'm absolutely in love with this coastline. What's really interesting about Torcross is that there's fresh water to the left of me and there's sea to the right. So there's fresh water and sea. Literally all that's separating them is a bit of grassland that I'm walking in now and the road, the mainish road. So it's amazing. I've never actually seen a place where there's literally fresh water and sea so close to each other. So this is like a nature reserve. It's called Slapton Leys Nature Reserve. So we've got herons, we've got egrets, cormorants, got all sorts of wildlife like that. And then obviously on the sea, you know, it's got the balance of both freshwater and sea. That's what I love about it. So it's a beautiful day now, even though it's so windy. So I'm going to take the footpath from where I parked at Start Point to Great Mattiscombe Sands, and then I may go over to the, I think it's Lanicombe Sands, and but I may do that tomorrow. I think I'll do it today, and go on a walk today. And it's going to be nice, I think, the next few days. So I might just throw myself in the sea the next couple of days, do the big walk today. We'll see. Let's have a look. But wow, I think this definitely, like I've said, I am in love with this place. It's my favourite place I've ever been to, I think. This might be the best view ever that I've had from the van. Ready? Let's open the doors. Look at that. Look at that. Start Cove, Start Bay, full panoramic views right outside the van door. And the sun, it has come out. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. Wow. So it says where I am now is in a very important area for the curl or searle bunting, a nationally rare bird, and unusual insects like great green bush crickets, digger wasps, and the silver-studded blue butterfly around this area. this kestrel here is staying perfectly still. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, perfectly still. It's gone now. I've just been watching him, and the winds are so strong. It just goes to show literally how nature is so perfect, and literally has all the God-given talents, and they are like we need to follow in their footsteps, because humans have neglected our own skills and attributes. Like, we are only operating on a 1% of what we're capable of. If we were, it's like operating at 100% like that kestrel, but then we'd be just insane. I'm telling you, literally, we are operating on a 1% like the majority of people I'm talking about. But imagine if we got to 100% like that, like the rest of nature and that kestrel. So I started this walk right just across where that edge of that cliff is, so that's start point. Well, it's not actually start point. What I'm about to say is start point. The actual start point is actually 1 mile. What is called start point is a mile actually from there. So that walk I'm going to do tomorrow. So I'm actually doing this walk to Lanicombe, I think it is. There's no signs actually for it, but I'm just I'm going that way. So, but what a walk is. I mean, look at this view. And yeah, just the weather's beautiful at the moment. It's about 14-15 degrees, so it's just feeling like constant summer almost. You know, not quite summer like 20s, and it's like proper warm, but it is warm. It is. I had my top off the other day. Today's just got the wind, so it's got a little bit of more of a cooler air. But tomorrow I think the wind maybe die down, and it's going to go a lot warmer again. So getting the most of the sun here in this magical place. So I'm sat on this lovely bench now. Look at that, 2 little owls. So oh, stunning. So I just looked on the map again, and I've actually gone way past Lanicombe Sands. That was like way back. I've been walking for about 1.5-2 hours ish, but there's 2.5 miles from here is Prawley Sands. So I won't have enough daylight to do that today, so I'm going to either do that tomorrow or the next day, because I've also got the walk to start point, the actual start point proper, tomorrow or the next day. So depending on, I might be able to do both in one day. I want one day also just to chill out on the beach, so I'll just figure that out tomorrow what I'm going to be doing. So this is what you call Woodcombe Point. So this is where I'm going to finish the day at today. I'm going to just show you where I've got to, and then like I say, for tomorrow and the day after, I'm going to carry on from Woodcombe Point behind me, the 2-mile walk to I forgot what it was now, but yeah, I'll show you the where we're up to today. So in the distance, that's where I've come from today, start point. And right, you can't see that, but round the other side of start point is where I did that walk the other day at the start of the film, and that goes right round to Torcoss. So it's like there's quite a large expanse of coastline. It's got like a cove here, and then round the other side you've got the other cove, which is Start Cove. And so tomorrow or the next day I'll be heading that way. Now this one's a buzzard this time. Again, perfectly still, and I've been watching him for about 5 minutes now, and he's hardly moved. Beggars belief. Wow, look at this. My own little private beach, Mattiscombe Sands, on the way back to the van. I'm going to just stay here and watch the sun go down tonight. Look at the waves. The rock formations too. You can see the rocks actually in the sea. The waves are going over them. Must be treacherous for boats. What a beautiful morning it is today. Oh my goodness me. I had a brilliant sunrise, and now just blue skies again everywhere. So today I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to do the mile walk to the start point, and tomorrow I'm going to do the longer walk because I just want to enjoy the sun, go to the beach. It's beautiful today. I'm not sure there's anything better in life than exploring with the sun out, with your top off, looking for seals. I'm trying to think of something better, and I can't. So I just spoke to someone who's always around the area, and they said that the seals, they're all year here by the rocks. You know, perfect habitat for them with the cold sea and the rocks. So it's a bit wavy today, so they normally swim around, but today they're just on the rocks over there. So I'm looking at them right now. There's 3 of them I can see, and oh, it's amazing. I've never seen seals in the wild, and I've seen so many in just Cornwall and Devon. Today it's another beautiful day. You know, it's been sunny every single day, and it's due sun for the next 5 or 6 days, I think. But I think tomorrow might be the last day here. And yes, so today I'm going to carry on the walk to Prawley Point that I'm at the point where I finished 2 days ago, because yesterday that was where I saw the seals, and when I went to the Start Bay, the walk around there, and yeah, so I'm walking to Prawley Point today, doing a longer walk. And yeah, just checking out these amazing views again, and being in the sun and being in nature. Hey, what's really surprised me about Devon and Cornwall in the south of England is how much they are into the rewilding side, which is what I always go on about all the time. Like, these signs on every gate that say, like, we're leaving this bit of the coastline for the wildflowers that are there for the rare bees, so we can, and we're not going to cut it until the right time, so it can give time for the bees to get the nectar out of the plants. And then there's all sorts of little sections that they're keeping wild, and they're trying to rewild. I've heard of like the woodland initiatives that are going on where they're planting the trees. A lot is going on around here, and obviously Totnes and places like that, even the cities are authentic and having a sovereignty, and the people are taking the power back. And you can see that here. It's completely, I didn't expect it to feel like this. Being here this long, it's so different to where I live in near Preston, and with what's going on, we need to have so much more of these initiatives going on in that area of the country. So, you know, we've just got to take our power back, and once the people stand with what they value with their land, like, the councils and the governments have no choice because they work for us. Like, we need to understand that the governments work for us, the councils work for us, and we can just destroy, you know, the criminal governments that are there now, and bring in aligned action. And we don't even need a government. The people can do it themselves, you know. Like, people are just so reliant on authority to tell them what to do all the time, because they don't have their own sovereignty yet. You know, the people like to be controlled, and that's why we have a system which is so controlled, because the people like to be controlled. They don't want to be free inside. But when we're free, we can shift the systems around to work in our favour, and we can create a new system altogether that's more aligned with nature, as I'm slowly starting to see it down south where I am at. I have found my own little plunge pool, and I'm just going to go for a swim naked. Look at this. No one's going to come here. If they do, it's very unlucky. Like, right now, honestly, it feels like one of the best days, probably the best day of my life. Like, the scene's actually coming a bit too close here, but to be in my van, you know, at a place like this, like walking along the coast path, heavenly coast path, now just basking in the sun. It feels like midsummer. It's hotter now than I remember in summer in Cornwall. It's nearly November, and I'm just like now warming up from the 5-minute plunge naked I just did inside my own plunge pool, seawater plunge pool, like swimming naked inside my own sea pool. Amazing, honestly, dreams come true. Like, this, what a place. I think this is my favourite place I've ever been to, this part of Devon. Wow, the sun right on my face, amazing. Okay, so I have made it to Prawley Point. So right in the distance, not that middle one was where we just swam before in that rock pool, and then the furthest one is where Start Bay is, where I started. So overall, I think it is about, well, it's 2 3/4 mile from Lanarcombe, so I think it's 4 miles I think overall to here, and it'll be 4 miles back, so I think an 8-mile walk overall. So this is where the visitor centre is. So you've got like a Prawley Point visitor centre, which I'll have a look in a minute. It talks about the history of Prawley Point and about the coast, so I'll have a look at that in a minute. But wow, just look how blue the sea is today. Well, so I mentioned this curl bunting before, and I actually saw one the start of this morning. Actually, it says that they're now an extremely rare bird, and but there's a thriving population here at Start Bay and here, because of the conservation that they've been doing and leaving the right habitat for them so they can thrive. And that's what we need to be doing. We need to be making sure that the habitats are there and the nature will come back. It will start to thrive again. It says here that flint tools found just below the point suggest that the coast was occupied by hunter-gatherers at the end of the last ice age about 12,000 years ago. And it says evidence for more settled farming communities dates back to the Bronze Age and Iron Ages. Ancient field systems with distinctive parallel field banks can be seen just to the north of Prawley Point and at Deckless Cliff near Gara Rock, which is another 2.5 miles from here. It says here the word prawl in Old English means lookout, so they've been used to look out for pirates, smugglers and invaders, all from this point. And then it talks about the Christian pilgrims. It says little is known about the history of Prawley Point before about 400 years ago, but in AD 1080 a monk, Adam of Bremen, described how Danish pilgrims voyaging to the Holy Land would make for Prawley, so this place, before crossing the Channel to Brittany. Why they stopped at Prawley is a mystery. Perhaps there was a connection with St Brendan the Navigator, the guy on the right. A chapel dedicated to St Brendan was located in the vicinity during the Middle Ages. And it says here, so St Brendan the Navigator, is it the coast watch station he is holding in his hand that's here right now? So this is inside the watch. What's it called? This place, like the watch? The coastal watch, yeah.
Coast watch lookout. Yes. Oh, there he is. That's the little one for a moment.
Yeah, he's right in the middle of wherever the birds were now.
He's slowed down by the birds.
Yeah.
Maybe there is something there.
Well, I've always been fascinated by places like that. The volunteers, them, so they have like 5-hour shifts between them, and they don't get paid. They just do it, and then they help out. They do get boats in trouble sometimes as well, and they said there's not many this year in trouble, but they do get it, and they let the Coast Guard know. So these two have like started the shift at 1, and then they finish the shift at like 5, and then someone else comes on for a bit afterwards. There's nobody at night time, but there's just people in the morning and afternoon and evening, I think. But yeah, it's amazing, that place. So I'm going to head back now to Start Point, and hopefully I'll be back in time for sunset. I'm sure I will be, and I can watch the sun go down, because it's going to be an amazing sunset tonight. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching this video, and yeah, just to put Totnes and this place and link it all together in one video, because I was going to do separate videos on Totnes, and then here I thought, no, I'll just put it all together, South Devon trip. And yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this watch. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. And yeah, it's exciting times for my channel. A lot of amazing videos so I've done on the spring. So check the spring series out, part 1 to 4, all around Cornwall, looking for the sacred springs and amazing beaches. And then obviously we've got this Devon video, and I've done some good talks recently as well on a lot of different subjects. So thank you very much for watching.